So, it's 7 days of training. We have two yearly week-long retreats, one in the winter, one like this in the summer. So this is like well, it's really a continuum of training, isn't it? You know, what I was about to say is that often in monasteries, and actually this goes back to the Buddha's time. I think it actually goes beyond his time, but anyway, it is written that the Buddha, because he established the monastic system of Buddhism, that I'm not that big of a fan of, but anyway, he started it, and so because the monsoons and then the extremely hot summer in India, Shakyamuni Buddha, he lived in northern India, so it's not the worst there, but it's bad enough. the summers, very hot and dry. So that's why they had two main training periods throughout the year. So they have the spring training, or the first half of the year, and then the latter half of the year. And that's how, like back in the day when I was in a monastery, that's how it's still set. So you have like a first half of the year training period, and then the latter half, and then the training of the whole year culminates with this special 8-day intensive retreat. So there are these kind of culmination retreats, and after the few months you do this really intensive training, retreat after retreat. We have monthly 2-day retreats and 4-day retreat every now and then these 7-day culmination retreats. So in monasteries they have some like relaxing time after those half a year trainings, because it's good to take a break also from training. But anyway, the reason why I explained all this is because it's really a continuum, isn't it? I would have loved to take a break from training for all the years I was training, but I couldn't, because I was in so much pain, so much existential pain, so much confusion that I couldn't take a break even if I would have wanted to. And I know that it's the same. I've spoken about this, so it's the same problem for many in the Sangha. But nevertheless, we need to learn, and there is this like the ancient metaphor for correct kind of practice that is also quite, it's relevant for us Pemako practitioners, which is that if you have a guitar, in the ancient version you have a tampura, an Indian tampura or Indian sitar, but let's think of guitars or violins, since we are in the modern West now. So the metaphor goes that if you try to tune the instrument and the strings, if you pull it too tight, make the string too tight, it won't work that way. It is very difficult to play. But the same if it's the opposite way, if it's too relaxed, if it's not tight, then it also doesn't sound right. So what I'm trying to say is about well, this really comes with training, that we learn to self-pace. We learn to listen and feel our bodies and our minds. We learn to notice and recognize what is going on emotionally. So when it comes to self-pacing, little by little, by perhaps sometimes doing too little, sometimes doing too much, we learn to tune our guitar string so that you, the longer you train, the more you have insight into your nature of mind, the more harmonious your instrument will be. And then as you play a chord, it leaves a beautiful sound, sends out a beautiful sound. So self-pacing is really important, and this is also relevant to our retreat that we are now starting, because what we do on Pemako retreats is that the first few days, probably, very likely, will be, making some effort. And then after a few days, on day 3, day 4, day 5, then the energy of the whole group becomes, that those tensions that we bring with us to retreat, we sort them out, we work with them for a few days, and then on day 3, 4, it suddenly becomes clear because those tensions release. So one unique feature of our method is that we use dynamic practices. We shout mantras, we shout syllables of different prayers, and we also do this muscle tensing with mantras and with visualizations. So this is unique. And one excellent aspect of dynamic practices is that because you use concentration that is explosive, after you use those explosive dynamic concentrations in one way or the other, after that it's very easy to relax. Very easy to relax, because you make the tension explode. So it explodes. Pow! The what do you call it? The shreds. They scatter around, explode everywhere, and for a moment you can just be who you are. Truly be who we truly are. Then there's a window for this recognition to take place by itself. Recognition of our basic nature. So this, what I'm trying to say is that when we use dynamic concentration and there is this explosion that makes physical, mental, emotional tensions explode into shreds, then it's very easy to let go. But anyone, and I'm sure many of you have done like the gentle type of concentration training, shamatha meditation before, where you hold, it's also a concentration practice. You hold your focus gently on your breath or some other object, but you do it gently during a longer period of time. So you put it there and you follow the breath, go in and out gently, and then of course you get distracted at some point and then you come back, you follow the breath, and then you get distracted, and again. So this is the process: gentle focus, getting distracted, gentle focus. But I've done that type of training literally, I don't know, maybe 10,000 hours. I don't know even if that is enough, but this is very difficult. Trying to relax try to relax deeper and deeper. You feel that there are these tensions. You know that they are there, but you just can't reach those subtler and subtler tensions because they are so, you just can't access those and you can't release those. Completely different story with dynamic concentration. Not only you can access and punch through the whole physical, psychological engine that we call the body-mind. You punch through that, pow! But also, as you know, what happens is that you make a hole in your subtle body, in your energetic body, in your mind. You create a hole that makes the natural state appear. A small arrival happens. Seeking ceases at that moment. Seeker gone. Trying to find a solution gone. Know this, know that. Not even a notion of the natural state. Not even a notion of realization. No notion of Buddhas and sentient beings. When this basic state is recognized. And even if it is 1 second or 2 seconds, 5 seconds, 10 seconds if you're lucky, it makes a big difference. It has made a big difference. I mentioned Shakyamuni Buddha. It made a big difference to him. Has made a big difference to, I don't know, hundreds of generations of practitioners in the Buddhist tradition, in all lineages, since the time of Shakyamuni. Has made a difference in all other lineages and styles of practice, both before and after Shakyamuni. So this is how we will train, how we train in Pemago in general. Always prioritizing the solution. If we are hungry and we have, we need food, this is actually like an overused analogy, but it is pointless to discuss and have a philosophical conversation of different foods and ingredients. No matter how sophisticated that discussion or commentary about different foods and ingredients might be, when we are hungry, we need food and we need to eat it. So similarly, exactly the same way, it is about our dissatisfaction in our samsaric presence. No one is satisfied with samsaric mind. I, me, mine. I like, I dislike, I approve, I don't approve, I don't approve at all. Everybody has a problem with that. So we need to sort it out. Of course we do. Of course we need to do that. And I think that this is, this is something deeply, this project is something deeply human. It's not a project of Buddhism or something that has to do with Buddha Dharma. Dharma means reality. Samsara means fiction or fantasy. That's it. Has to do with everybody everywhere. There's no being in this world, on planet Earth, who is not related, concerned about this problem. I shouldn't say concerned, because there are people who don't acknowledge their delusion. But what I'm trying to say is that this problem is universal. Problem of self-based existence. So you can see the information of this retreat in the Facebook event. From tomorrow onwards we will start 3 p.m. Eastern European time. I'm in Finland now. From 3 p.m. to 9 p.m. all days from tomorrow onward. So, and then we'll have like 1 or 1.5 hours of meal break from tomorrow onwards in the middle of the day. But this is what we will do during this retreat. And like I wrote a few days ago, for the first couple of days, I will lead all practices. Perhaps not the basic prayers, but teachers and acharyas can do that. But then maybe on day 3 or 4, then others will guide tantric practices. But I think that I will mainly focus on Ati Yoga, non-meditation, and let other teachers and instructors lead the tantric practice. But let's see, it's a new situation for me too. So I'll just kind of let it come and unwind as it comes. Let's start practice. So you can take a comfortable upright sitting posture. Sean, if it's possible for you to put the phone. Thanks. So let's sit together, you and I. You might want to close your eyes. Align your spine well so that you can feel the weight of the upper body rest on the sitting bones at the lower part of the buttocks. Then relax the whole body. Relax, 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 as if letting the body melt, or letting the body dissolve, letting the mind dissolve. Letting the face muscles dissolve. Letting the head muscles melt, dissolve into space. Relax chest, relax belly, relax the gut. This is very important. In the West, we have the beauty trend to keep the stomach in, to pull it in so that it looks smaller. In Asia, they don't have this at all. There you can see people walking, having their stomachs out naturally. But if you hold it back, you will actually keep your subconscious mind kind of in a, well, you will have unnecessary tensions that won't be able to dissolve. So that's why. Relax the belly. If I use like a description of this, our sitting posture, you could say that our skeleton sits by its own, but then all the muscles, organs, soft tissues, they can be completely limp, completely soft. They have no business being tense. Let them be soft like jelly. Soft like the body of a baby. Baby doesn't know anything about stress, trauma, tension, pain, suffering. Body completely soft, unstressed. Same, do the same. Find that body. For the sake of all beings, find that body. The body, the breath, and the mind completely unarrested. Even forgetting what squeezing, what tensing, what grasping means. As if suddenly you didn't know what tensing and grasping means. And hence, becoming completely natural, soft, sober, clear-minded. Heart full of love and kindness. Full. This is your original body, your original being. Full of love and kindness. Kindness sweet as honey. Not just cheap honey, the best kind of honey. Best organic honey that you can get. And there's a sweetness that makes your problems go away. This is the sweetness of the natural state, our true being, our true me, true you, not the small minded, contracted, squeezed, tense me. The real me, the real you, the real everyone, the Buddha within. so soft. No matter what you have done and said in your life, I certainly have said nasty things in my life to myself and to others. Maybe you have also. But this basic softness is still there. It doesn't get spoiled. Nobody can take it away. Our original being, original state is full of love and kindness, pureness, positivity, goodness. This is who we are. There is no such thing as original sin. No such thing. Except in what the boys created, the church fathers. We are pure. Full of love. Full of pink love. And when you recognize this original being, it reminds us of so many things. It reminds us of nature, forests, lakes, seas, flowers, bees, animals, the sky, the rain, the frost, snow, especially on this winter retreat. It reminds us of all things natural. Because there is that similarity, the same aliveness in all living things. A blade of grass, as far as I know, doesn't have an existential confusion, however. But that same aliveness is there. So let's be blades of grass. Running water in a stream. Let's be mountains, sky, clouds, birds, flying and singing. Let's be flowers. That same aliveness, same sweetness. In this experience, all tantric deities, all tantric mantras, mudras, visions already included and complete. A great perfection, Chokchen, is called so because it is great as incomplete, and it is perfect. Without flaws, without mistakes, without issues to solve. And this is the great perfection of our being, Already bodhicitta also, compassion, all beings included. Already. Equally. No race, no gender, no orientation, completely equal. Same for rich and poor, young and old. This is pure pleasure, isn't it? Pure pleasure. Soft means also blissful, happy, unshakably stable, but also loaded with happiness. I live just next to the pedestrian street, and especially on weekends in the summer, there are hundreds of people getting drunk just, 20 to 30 meters from me below my apartment. Not that kind of high, not that kind of bliss. Because this bliss from substances comes and goes. It's not stable, it's impermanent. But the bliss of our basic state is permanent. And this bliss is also the cause for full and complete Buddhahood, the rainbow body. This bliss, this enjoyment, this enjoyment emptiness of things, selflessness of things is space-like. But this enjoyment body is blissful. Same Buddha within, same nature of mind from two different perspectives. Emptiness and enjoyment. Emptiness and bliss. Emptiness and the energy. Emptiness and light. Relax your body, relax, relax. Especially from buttocks and pelvic floor downwards, legs, thighs. Completely release from inside the thighs. Completely release. Completely relax knees and shins, ankles, feet, toes. all soft tissues of the body still dissolving, dissolving, dissolving. All sentient beings included. Sometimes maybe you can hear or see the Buddha of compassion, Avalokiteshvara, sing his mantras, or you might see a vision of him sending out blessings. As you recognize the basic state, you might hear or see. This is the compassion that is in our basic goodness. This is that kindness and compassion of our true being taking that archetypal form. And this is not a special experience, not at all. Not a particularly spiritual experience either. There are no heavenly trumpets or other divine bells and whistles. Something very basic. The reality. With our whole being, we are present, naturally, effortlessly present with all sentient beings. Our hearts connected to all sentient beings. Our heads connected to all sentient beings. All cells of our body, billions and trillions of cells of our body connected to all sentient beings. And this is kind of Tagal, rainbow body practice from the perspective of Hatha Yoga. Very simple, isn't it? Very simple, not complex at all, yet very profound. Doesn't go deeper than that. There is nothing more profound. Why? Because there is no confusion. No confusion. So throughout the retreat you can sit eyes open or eyes closed, or use both, however you like. You should also change or adjust your posture whenever it's needed. Don't try to tolerate discomfort or pain. This is not that kind of practice. You might have some samsaric potatoes come up. Maybe you feel irritated at some point, or angry, or frustrated, pissed off. You might feel that you're not worthy. You might feel insufficient. You might feel lack of self-esteem. Let it be included in this compassion, in this kindness. Give these beings that arise, give them your presence. Just the pure, clear, sweet as honey presence. Just like when you give a hug to somebody who needs it. Just a hug, just a clear, sober-minded hug. And it changes lives. Exactly the same way. Hugging, embracing these potatoes that come up. These beings. I am giving an explanation of Vipassana practice. In a very nutshell, condensed way. There are different types of Vipassana, emptiness meditation, where, as these mind objects, they appear in the mind, let's say frustration, the emotion of frustration or irritation, whatever it is that makes us contract, makes us small. There are different ways of dealing with it. I just gave a very direct and a very heart-centered way of doing it. Doing it through the compassion. Doing it through plain, simple presence. The completely different way of going about it would be to try to define the form, the shape of irritation. Form, shape, flavor, taste, texture, the feel of this emotion. Both ways have the same outcome, same result. So use whichever you like. If there is something you don't understand about emptiness meditation, ask. If it is unclear how this practice is done, ask. So our main practice is exactly what we are doing, what we have done so far. We recognize this basic nature of ours. We let go of all the tensions, all holdings, all agendas, all everything. All everything. And then we marinate in this basic state. We marinate. But then, sooner or later, our stuff, our potatoes, starts coming up. Maybe a little, maybe a lot. And when it does, then you practice vipassana. And in that way, whether you embrace and be present with the stuff, or if you use a more analytical way, these frustrations, irritations, angers, whatever, they become reintegrated to this basic nature of ours. Reintegrated into this. Our basic nature is selfless, without the notion of me or I, without contraction, full of positive energy. But then we have all this stuff happening, negative emotions, negative mind associations. So, when we are aware of that, little by little, it is reintegrated back into this basic nature. This is what liberation or freedom in Buddha Dharma means. In Buddha Dharma, liberation doesn't mean being without thoughts. It means that we release the self, I, me, from all things that appear in the mind. So after that, thoughts are just thoughts. Emotions are just emotions. When there is no selfing happening in thinking, in feeling, in emotions, this is what freedom really is. If we had to be in the thoughtless state, then we would have to avoid thoughts, because the moment we had thought, it would not work if our aim was to remain thoughtless. But in Buddha Dharma, the Dharma of the Mahasiddhas, thoughts, emotions, any mind phenomena, we can free the sense of meanness from them, and in this way become really whole and complete. And this wholeness, completeness, is what Ati Yoga teaches. Ati Yoga is the teaching of wholeness, completeness. Ati Yoga can be translated as Buddha nature, a recognition of Buddha nature. A recognition of our basic wakefulness, basic aliveness, basic peacefulness. Recognizing our most basic nature. Let the soft tissues of the body dissolve even more. You can think about the skeleton that sits on its own without effort, and then the soft tissues completely limp. And like I said, that in the first few days of the retreat, we have to be careful to shed the tensions that we have come with, we have brought. So let's chant some Guru mantras, but perhaps it is good to take 5 minutes break so that it's comfortable to sit. So let's take 5 minutes and then do the Guru mantras. So let's do some Guru Rinpoche, Guru Yoga, both from the tantric perspective as well as from the Ati Yoga perspective. So I will ask Guru Rinpoche's blessings, and then we will do some chanting and shouting with the syllables Na, Mo, Gu, Ru, Rin, Po, Che. Namo Guru Rinpoche, Namo Guru Rinpoche. For the sake of all beings, I'm turning to you for blessings to all of us, so that we may attain Buddhahood and full rainbow body for the sake of all beings as soon as possible in this life, in this body, to establish real, true teaching of reality Dharma in the West and in the world today. Namo Guru Rinpoche. Namo Guru Rinpoche. Namo Guru Rinpoche. Feel Guru Rinpoche's presence. Feel his energy. Feel his blessings. His presence always comes with blessings. Always comes with energy. And let it into your body, into your heart, into your head. You can also look at this experience if you already have stable recognition of the basic state, and then the Guru is invited, his blessings are invited. Then you can feel how the unsorted part of your samsaric body is affected by the blessings. Okay, good. Then we will continue to chanting Namo Guru Rinpoche in a slow rhythm. And it's slow on purpose. So the way how you should chant is to keep your chest and shoulders relaxed. Chest and shoulders relaxed. And then as you inhale, let the breathing, the breath, the air go down into the belly. And as you chant with exhalation, squeeze with belly muscles gently. So like long syllables with some stomach squeezing. Namo Guru Rinpoche. 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 Relax, relax. Very good. And then we will shout Na, Mo, Gu, Ru, Rin, Po, Che. So in the last one we chanted long syllables where you use the stomach muscles a little bit to produce the sound, to push out the air in the lungs. And now we use it more strongly, but the same muscles in the gut. And with sharp, strong focus. Not tense, not rigid. This is still yoga practice. You should always feel comfortable. Yeah, very relaxed, with focus. Na, Mo, Gu, Ru, Rin, Po, Che. 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 Na, Mo, Go, ro, rin, po, che, 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 na, mo, go, ro, rin, po, che. Relax, relax. Relax the body completely, thoroughly. As you stay with it, lie down for 10-15 minutes. I will let you know when to get up. All right, please come up. Manus, can you take basic prayers? When you're ready.
Okay, so we'll start with Bodhisattva vows. You can inhale. I vow to liberate all sentient beings. I vow to end all self-based confusion. I vow to exercise the Dharma that frees. I vow to attain the great perfection. I vow to liberate all sentient beings. I vow to end all self-based confusion. I vow to exercise the Dharma that frees. I vow to attain the great perfection. I vow to liberate all sentient beings. I vow to end all self-based confusion. I vow to exercise the Dharma that frees. I vow to attain the great perfection. And relative refuge. Inhale. I take refuge in the Guru. I take refuge in his pure land. I take refuge in the Buddha. I take refuge in the Dharma. I take refuge in the Sangha. I take refuge in the Guru. I take refuge in his pure land. I take refuge in the Buddha. I take refuge in the Dharma. I take refuge in the Sangha. I take refuge in the Guru. I take refuge in his pure land. I take refuge in the Buddha. I take refuge in the Dharma. I take refuge in the Sangha. and absolute. Inhale. I am the Guru. I'm in the Pure Land. I am the Buddha. I am the Dharma. I am the Sangha. I am the Guru. I'm in the Pure Land. I am the Buddha. I am the Dharma. I am the Sangha. I am the Guru. I'm in the Pure Land. I am the Buddha. I am the Dharma. I am the Sangha. And relative bodhicitta. Inhale. May all beings be free. May all beings be free. May all beings be free. And absolute. Inhale. All beings are free. All beings are free. All beings are free. And dedication of merit. Inhale. May all beings receive my accumulated merit. I dedicate the merit to the refuge and to all sentient beings. Let's finish with a bow.
Thank you, Manus. So there, ladies and gents, we have, do you say kicked off? Is that the right? Kicked off this retreat? Because sometimes I don't know if it's kicked up, kicked on, kicked out. Well, it's not kicked out, but sometimes I have always problems with the little words in English.
It says kick started.
Yeah, that's true also. But you know, I sometimes get angry messages from native English speakers that I have the wrong small words. So there you have it. But now we have kicked off the retreat. So nice to have everybody on board. We will keep up the steam for a week. And tomorrow, as I said before, we will continue at 3 p.m. Oh, something. So if it is possible to you or for you, if it's possible to you, that doesn't sound right. It must be for you. So if it's possible for you, do some physical exercises outside the retreat schedule. Do some, whatever it is, include some stretching. Would be good if you warm up the muscles a little bit, perhaps some light exercise. Could be taking a walk, taking a run, doing some yoga, doing some Tai Chi, Qigong, something light, or if you prefer something like a heavy. So get the muscles warmed a little bit and then stretch. Do stretching if you have time. Laziness can be used as an excuse. So so do some physical exercise, because it helps you when you properly open up the body. It makes your sitting, and like I said, during the first few days of the retreat, it takes 2-3 days to get the unnecessary baggage out of the way. So this helps you if you do this. And of course, if you want to do more sitting sessions on your own, please do. So use the time well during this week, retreat week. It's a week of practice. And the title, again, of the retreat is How to Attain Buddhahood in This Life. So let's be serious about it. And let's do this well, properly. Not some Mickey Mouse Dharma practice, but real Dharma practice. So thank you everybody for this kickstart, and see you tomorrow. Thank you very much.